Hi, my name is Greta. I am the lead singer in Leo Moon, which is formerly the Moxy.
My name is Nick Bozelli, and I'm the drummer of Leo Moon.
Hey, I'm Taylor. I'm the guitarist of Leo Moon.
We all kind of went through some personal things right at the end of the last time you pretty much heard stuff from the Moxy. So as some of us came back together and started playing music again, things just felt different. It felt like a different band. I know for myself, I don't want to say that we're going to do something unless we're definitely going to do something. I'll do. I mean, you know, now that like we're actually able to put more songs out and have more content, it's been more fun to actually really show like this is Leo Moon.
So the way I look at it is the Moxy was like that very like 90s or I guess 80s vibe rock with like the synthesizers and stuff, and it was very like cutting edge. The Leo Moon is definitely the more like melodic rock, where we're very more into the music. It's way more mature. From my experience with the Moxy, way more mature in the songwriting.
Maturity in the sense of, you know, the Moxy, the songs were written in a slight sense of, I'm not going to say fitting into a genre or trying to appease people, but there was an element of that because, you know, it's always shoved down your throat. What sells, what's going to sell. So you have to write with that in the back of your brain. And although it's cool, but Leo Moon is just more it's what's coming out of the soul. You know, once you go through enough shit, that's what starts bleeding out, and that's what it is.
It's a new stage in our life. You know, Greta and Taylor wanted to take this to like the next level, make this Leo Moon and brand it the right way. And all of our songs, you know, you could kind of hear a Leo Moon. I feel like these songs now, if you put the name The Moxy on it, it wouldn't necessarily fit. You kind of just hear it. Planning on having an album out sometime this year. Trying to really hammer out the songs first. We'll
be planning more shows as we go. We have this whole collection of songs that we are recording and finishing, so that should be able to be given to you this summer, at least a good portion of them. So as we kind of like get through that, because we can't play a whole lot of shows and get those things done all at the same time. I wish I could. I want like Hermione's little time clock thingy where she got to do all the. Don't we all want that? I want that. Since they don't, we got to do our songs first, and then we'll start playing more shows.
We have many blueprints, you know, a lot of songs that are almost complete, you know, until the bridge areas and interlude areas that are tricky, but I'll be singing quite a bit on this new album. Greta's been yelling at me to sing for years. I only sing like writing, like if I'm writing something for her or just an idea, that's the only time I sing. I don't even sing in my car or anything.
Well, as someone who's heard the recordings, he should sing more, and I'm glad he is on the new album.
So it'll be interesting, you know, it definitely gives it a new element. Anything you can add to music to just expand its possibilities.
We get often a lot of requests, especially if it's closer to the Philadelphia area too. It's easier for us to kind of like plot and like bounce to like New York or to Maryland or wherever pretty easily. So if there are, because we'll get requests like, hey, can you come here? And we want to come there, and we totally want to come there. So because we're building our name again, if you are like, I love this venue and I want them to come there, you're always welcome to just be like, hey, I love this band, you should have them. And let us know. You can always like tag us on Twitter or like write to us on Instagram. That way when we reach out and say, hey, you know, we want to come play there, they actually know that people also want us to come play there. So it just makes it a little bit easier for us to come see you and sing to you.
So majority is Taylor.
So a lot of times what will happen is that he'll write something structure-wise. We'll sit down. There will be no melody on top of it. I will come and listen to it. I'll give him some ideas. He'll give me some ideas. And we kind of, those ideas like it's like a little baby idea. So like they come together.
I'll record in my home studio and lay a blueprint out, work out a lot of kinks. I have an issue with throwing in production as I write, and so sometimes I get stuck on that with it. But at the end of the day, I'll have like most of everything for the idea. You know, I'll either bring that to practice or send audio tracks out. Things will be either played exactly like that, or we'll change it during practice, or I'll have a song and I'll need to work out some parts, and me and Nick will get together and figure that out. Usually when I get like stuck in a spot where like I need my drummer, you know what I mean? I can only do so much with digital drums. It's cool and all, but...
And then he brings it to me and he's like, he has like a very stripped down version of the drums, and he says, and it's usually just something super simple, and then he's like, all right, let's find some time where we can work on this, and we'll work on it for a couple weekends and really like hammer out each individual part. I mean, we'll probably spend 30 minutes just on one part, transition into a chorus to make sure it's exactly what we want it to be. And so like exactly what you hear on the songs is what I'm playing live, which is very important to me because I want to actually play what I wrote. I know a lot of drummers like to improvise like some fills and stuff, but I try to keep it as genuine as possible to what Taylor and I wanted the song to be. And then once that happens, then we'll bring it back to the band and we'll work on it as a whole.
I guess because I'm like trying not to say it's not like, you know, our favorite musicians. I think this is a question that a lot of musicians have a hard time with. In a good way. If you do anything creative, which I think everybody should do something creative, you know, when you're inspired by something or influenced by something, it's not typically like a direct line, you know, it's not like you're copying something of whatever it is. It's just, it lights something up in your heart and then you go do your thing. I know for me, I'll say 100% Tori Amos. She was like, I was like raised on Tori Amos. Anytime I might be feeling uninspired is Tori Amos.
So I listen to a lot of like early 2000s rock. So your Linkin Park, your early Thrice, Seven Dust. Oh God, the list just goes on and on. Of Mice and Men, Beartooth. I mean, they're like the newer bands. But those are my big heavy influences. A lot of my drumming styles blossom from those bands.
I've stopped listening to music for at least 5 years now, I think. As of recent, I would say like a year, I've allowed myself to listen to like Zeppelin or, you know, just older stuff or something I love 80s music. It's awesome. Anything in the past 5 years, I don't know what's out there, you know. I don't want it to subconsciously get into my head and all of a sudden I'm writing something and I'm like, yeah, this is dope. And it's like somebody's song or an element of it, and that would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
I just want it to be in its purest form, you know. I want it to bleed from the soul.